Let's review the Jammy G, a guitar synth and a MIDI controller with real strings. Hi, Wasabinoise here. You should know that I'm not getting paid for making this review, but I did get sent these for free. If you end up buying it, it's still up to you. There's a link in the description where you'll get $50 off and I'll get a commission. But I'm still going to give you my honest opinion, I promise. The Jammy is not a guitar, and you see that when you receive the package. A normal guitar wouldn't fit in that box. It's more like an IKEA guitar. You assemble it yourself. But don't worry, it's very easy to assemble and you don't need any tools to do it. I was a little bit afraid of breaking the guitar when I was mounting it, but it was easy to mount. The first thing I did after mounting it was to install the app on my iPhone, and it turns out it comes with instructions on how to mount it, so better do that first if you buy one. The app also explains that every time you turn on the controller, you have to wait around 15 seconds for it to calibrate without touching the strings, which that's not what I did, but it's fine because I wanted to install the firmware first. I started right away with Ableton because that's how I intend to use this device. What I recommend to anyone that gets this is to start with instruments that are very simple, like in Ableton you can use the operator or a Serum with the initial preset, something like super easy so that you can understand how it works, because it's not a guitar. It has strings and all of that, but you have to get used to how you play this. I don't play everyday guitar, so when I grabbed this, I was so excited to try the Jammy that I just went right into it. I decided to go back to the guitar, kind of warm up a little bit, and then go to the Jammy to have a better feeling of the differences. On a real guitar, it's very smooth to glide from one fret to another, but with these, it doesn't work that way because what you're doing is switching from one note to the other. It's like you're pressing one key on the keyboard and then going to the next one and then going to the next one. When you are playing a guitar, when a string is ringing, you have feedback in your fingers. But remember, these strings are not communicating with these. With a real guitar, you feel that connection. Here, there's no connection. That's why some simple things like strumming chords, arpeggiating a chord, that sounds beautiful and it works 100%. Other things like soloing and switching from one string to another, you have to be really precise. So I try to use the app directly with the clean guitar. But then if you try the pedals and all of that, it doesn't sound that good. So what I did, because I was using Ableton to do this and to record for the video and everything, is put my own pedals into the signal. The sound that the pedals that are included, the effects that are included in the app itself, it was okay. That's why, in my case, I saw this as an opportunity to use it as a MIDI controller rather than a guitar that sounds like a guitar, because then you buy a guitar and that's it. This would be great if you cannot bring your guitar somewhere and you have to practice intellectually, you know, like let's practice this chord or this scale and all of that. And I can see the potential in there. If that's the purpose, that works. How does the tuning work? These strings don't have to hold any tension for it to be tuned. These strings are just here to control what fret are you pressing or what string are you strumming. In the Jammy app, just pressing a button, you can have a drop E, drop D, or you can have any kind of tuning that you imagine. This seems like a nice way to explore new tunings without the hassle of changing the tuning on a real guitar. When they told me about this product and they sent it to me, I was thinking in my head, how amazing would it be to play the BBC Symphony Orchestra? Play the violin with the guitar. My brain made something amazing. But then when I tried it for real, when you want to play legato on the same string, it's almost impossible. To play legato, I had to switch from one string to the other. Despite all of this, I found myself more comfortable this time with the Jammy because I knew the limitations and I knew what I wanted to do, made it easier for me to concentrate on delivering, knowing my limits. And I was getting less confused about the vibration of the strings, not going from the string that I pick and the string that I have, that I'm pressing. Yeah, that I'm pressing. They made this with the idea of having a portable guitar that you can play anywhere, that you can bring anywhere because it can fit into a backpack. But it turns out that at the moment of making this video, in their website, they updated it and they have now the Jammy E. This new version sounds like a better deal for people like me that want to use it music production instead of just having a portable guitar. The new version will be released early 2021. So the G is all that we have for now. The version I have, you can connect headphones. Just with the guitar, you can already hear, you can change the kind of sounds that you want. So you want to make it an electric guitar or you want to make it an acoustic guitar. With the other one, it's just plug it into USB or use it with Bluetooth to make music with iPad or your computer. It looks to me that the E is the actual polished product and the G was just the experiment, the way to test how this would work and get feedback from users. I wanted to be straightforward with you. I would actually check the new E version unless you really want to have the headphone jack for you, but it doesn't sound as good as I thought. The MIDI version only seems like a better solution for everyone. This product is something that I dream of when I started making music many years ago. The first instrument I ever played was a guitar, and it took me a while to get used to MIDI controllers. The best part of the G version, the one I'm reviewing, is the MIDI controller. The internal soundboard is not that great. So I don't see this as a good standalone product unless you have no choice and you want to practice anywhere without having to connect it to a computer or anything. You know that this is not giving you the real experience, but you still can use it anywhere. I would wait to see how the new E version is doing, see what people say about it, and then make a decision based on that. Again, this is a good idea. I think you can still do a lot of things with the MIDI controller area, but it has its limitations. So maybe if the new version is way better into the MIDI controller area, then I would just get the new E version if you are interested in a MIDI controller with the shape of a guitar with real strings. This video took me a long time to make, but it's worth it when you leave me a comment down below. Just say thanks, thumbs up, subscribe, and all of that. I know we all say it, but it really helps. By the way, the next video is most likely going to be about this. This is the Lumi version they're selling right now on their website. This is not the Kickstarter, so I want to check how this version of the Lumi differs from the Kickstarter one. Stay tuned for that. See you on the next one.